I'm gonna try to remain neutral because I feel like we got a few conversations to get all the information out. And one thing that I want to do is to give you breathing space to get your point across. I am going to challenge certain things because I do want to understand from your vantage point why that makes more sense. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people listening want to know that as well. But I am going to do my best to try to, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
I get you. I get you.
So when
This ain't our first rodeo.
right. So when you say the American people are hurting, a lot of times what I hear is, and I think this happens on both sides. And quick note, what I don't want this to turn into is just a this versus them, us versus them the whole time. What I really want to focus on is a spotlight of why you, why
Got it.
Trump, what Trump has done, not what Trump did as opposed to Biden, what the
Got
Democrats did as opposed to the Republic. Like, because that kind of conversation just, it's just conversation for conversation's sake, right? But if we actually just deal with, okay, let's just talk about what this person is doing, then we can have a full-bodied conversation, right? So when you said the American people are hurting, what American people are you talking about?
I'm speaking about the average everyday American who wants to do well, but they're getting taxed out the woo-ha. They can't really focus on politics. You know, they don't, that's not their expertise. They don't care about it really. But when it starts affecting them, the everyday average American, and seeing that eggs is going up, you know, things are happening around them that they can't really pinpoint what's going on because, like I said, not the average everyday American don't really pay attention to politics. They don't care. But when it starts affecting them, that's when it's like, okay, let me hear something now. I got to see what's going on. You get me?
Mhm.
So what I mean by America was hurting the average everyday American, average, you know.
And so, and when you said average, you kind of pinpointed a worker and dollar amount. So when you say average, are you saying like middle class is average?
Low, middle class and down, if that makes sense.
Middle class and down. So those people were hurting.
Yes.
Okay. And so for those that weren't hurting, because I wasn't hurting, I'm gonna be honest. I had my biggest years in the
Yeah.
past like 3 years, right?
Right.
And if you are, with politics aside, if you are doing right in your own walk, whatever your destination is, each year should be better, right?
Yeah, but you can't live off what should happen because a lot of people don't do what they should do. Is this the
That's a
truth?
fact. But that's why I prompted it by saying if you're doing the things, right?
Yeah.
Right. So for those that were doing just fine, for those that weren't doing bad, and I'm asking this specifically because I felt like this constant characterization from Trump about America that it's doing terrible, that
Mm-hmm.
everybody's in poverty. Well, look at us. Look at the world's laughing at us. We're just getting screwed. We pay so much for this and we get nothing. Look at our cities. They're random. It's like it literally feels like pimp talk. Like that's how a pimp talks to a new girl that he's trying to get on the track. It's like, look at you. Look at your shoes. You busted down. Look, ain't nobody taking care of you. You ain't got nobody to go to. Where you gonna go? What you gonna do? Look what I got over here. Change your life. You know what I'm saying? Change your mind, baby. Change your life. Walk with me. That's what it felt like. First, let me tell you how terrible you are and how bad your situation is. And then let me tell you that I'm gonna be the one to make it better. Do you feel that that was a reality across America?
I do. I think that, like I said, I mean, you had a great year, right? And that's kudos to you. But there's a
Years.
lot of people struggling in this country that nobody cares about. Nobody hears about. They don't hear Cashmere, doing well. You know, there's a lot of people that we have extended family that's not doing well, and due to the economy, you could see that. Due to the illegal immigration, you could see that. Like, and like you said, I know you don't. You said don't bring up the other administration, but like
Didn't want to do it.
but we were living in that time, so it's hard not to. It's like you got to compare it. You have to compare in order to see the difference. If not, it's like, what are we comparing it to? We just talking, like I can't compare it to anything. So my thing is that a lot of things that were happening that, like, even the conferences that the people had, as far as going to the community conferences and saying, hey, look, going to their governor, going to their mayor saying, "Hey, look, this is happening, and you guys are funding illegal immigrants. We don't have any funding here, like the fires in LA, the natural disasters that's happening around our country. They saying that we don't have any more funding, especially with what do they call that? FEMA. We didn't have any more funding. People are like, well, hey, look, like we should have funding. You take a whole bunch of tax from us. It seems like we're having a legal problem here, and we're funding them. They, and their leaders, right? You would say the people that they voted for, whatever. They would say it's not happening. It's not happening. No, we're not funding them. We're not doing this. But now, now it's hitting the head because at the end of the day, why didn't we get the help that we deserve when you tax us out the woo-ha? You keep taxing us. Why aren't we seeing this help now? Why do we need to go to federal help when we get taxed in this state? So just in case something happened, we can tap into that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But
Sorry, you want to say something?
no, that's it.
So given that perspective, I don't completely agree with it, but like let's just go with it. If you say the middle class and down, which I mean that's a lot of people. That's arguably, what can we agree on? 80 to 90% of America?
Yeah.
Right? Then why were, when you actually look at the popular votes, why was it so close? Why was there not the discrepancy that you're saying among the people? I know you're saying that this is what you feel. I can't tell if this is what you research. I can't tell if this is what you can prove. But what gives you this idea that 80 to 90% of America looked at what was going on and said, we got to change to Trump, or we got to change to something else, which in your opinion would be Trump. Yet you had people that left being a Republican to vote Democrat. And when the popular votes came in, it was lightweight split down the middle.
I would say that you could look at Trump's approval rating, and also when it comes to Democrats, me being one for like almost my whole life, you understand there's a sense of tribalism. Like no matter what, vote blue, no matter who, no matter what. Because I would see interviews, right? Because we on YouTube, so we want to either we do reviews or we see what other people are doing, right? They would go out in the streets, even in California, the liberal state or whatever, and ask people, why are you voting for this person? A lot of them really, I would say 99% of them never had really a reason. It's just that I don't like Trump. It's not based off her policies. It's not like something she's bringing to the table.